In the directions for this for the kitchen, I've given you a link so that you can download a catalog from the Medallion website, and this is the catalog that that you will download, and it at least at this time, at this recording, the catalog is 29 pages long, which is quite long, but it's going to be extremely valuable for you to have a paper copy of this. If you wanted to, or if it is accessible, you could go to a Menards or some type of a lumberyard and get a copy of the Medallion catalog. That would be fine. A couple of things that I've added that you would not find in the Medallion, in a Medallion catalog that you get at a lumberyard would be this. And I've given you this information so that you can that you know exactly how large to make, for instance, the rails, and where should you the width of the stiles. So it's something that I have to be honest will be slightly different from company to company, but this will be very useful information for you. So when you're drawing, especially the elevations, this information will be something that you'll need. I will tell you also that I've added a few of these clouds here, and that is not from the company itself. But these first few pages will give you information that will be helpful for you to draw wall cabinets, tall cabinets, and base cabinets, that type of thing, vanities. So just use that information as you see fit. Then we have some information on taking note of what you have in the kitchen. It gives you also something that will be very useful for you when we do our larger kitchens, and it's labeled creating an inventory of your appliances and fixtures. So it gives you the space for the range model, the size, the hinge position if it's appropriate. And another thing that I would suggest to you when you get to it is to actually print off a page so that you have that information readily accessible to you. Then it's labeled page 3, drawing a floor plan to scale. It's good information. I'm not going to go over it step by step, but it does have good information that you can read at your leisure. The one thing that I would tell you is that although I'm sure that these dimensions are accurate, do not follow this as an example of how to dimension a floor plan or anything for that matter. It's, if you kind of consider this a sketch, that would be fine, because as far as a drawing goes that you would give to a carpenter or anybody, the dimensioning pattern is quite a mess, but it is, like I said, I'm sure accurate. Then on labeled page 4, we have a grid paper that will be useful if you want to use that. Here is something that if you've read the chapter up to this point on kitchens, it discusses this, and it's information that is good to know. It's very, very standard. The labeling of cabinets and that type of thing. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, and so that we can look at this information. Let's see here. Where should we start? This is a page that talks about the ordering of your Medallion cabinets, and the basic method that is laid out here is really very, very common to all cabinetry manufacturers. If you go to other websites or look at other catalogs, the basic units will all be extremely similar to this right here. When it gets to specialty cabinets, a lot of times the numbers will change and the methods will change, but the basic cabinetry will be very, very similar. So it goes through a couple of things. The first item talks about the cabinet depth. That's from the face of the wall to the face of the cabinet itself. So it's how far the face of the cabinet is away from the wall. If there is a depth given, it would be given in the front of the designation for that cabinet. The wall type, we have a couple different options. W stands for wall cabinet. B stands for base cabinet. U stands for utility cabinet, and that could be like a pantry, that type of thing. V stands for vanity. The cabinet height is, the cabinet width. That is how wide it is as you stand looking at the cabinet, how far it is left to right. That's the width, and that is given after the cabinet designation. So a type is W for wall, and the width is always given first. The height is given after the width, so that is right here. And then if it has any special features, they give the example as B stands for butt doors, meaning there are two doors on one cabinet, but there's no style, there's no piece of wood that those two doors close up against. They just close very, very close to each other. That number is, or that designation is not always there. And then hinging options. If it's appropriate, it might be a left or a right hinge. So what this designates is a wall cabinet that is 24 inches deep. That would not be a typical situation, but it might be over a refrigerator, that type of thing. It is 24 inches wide from left to right. It is 24 inches high vertically. It has butt doors, and it could be hinged left or right. You'll get a lot more used to reading these numbers and using these numbers as we go along. I'm just going to show you a few cabinets. So I don't want to get too in depth here in the very beginning, but I just want to show you a few cabinets so that you'll be somewhat conversant with the use of the catalog. The first pages that you see are the wall cabinets, and I'll just take a look at these numbers because they happen to be the upper left-hand corner, easily found by you. So these cabinets here, as it's labeled wall cabinets, and they are 12, 15, or 18 inches high. So we'll just look at this very first number here, a W2412B. What that means is it's a wall cabinet, 24 inches wide from left to right, 12 inches high vertically, and it has butt doors, meaning at this location right here, when you open this cabinet up, it is one opening all the way from left to right. There's no rail here that would be dividing this into two openings right here. Okay, so that's how you would read those. The cabinet that I would say would be the most common, the cabinets I should say, that would be the most common would be right in the middle at the top of the page. These cabinets here, they're 30 inches high. So if we have an 8-foot ceiling height, these are the cabinets that would typically be used, because we put them 1 foot away from the top of this cabinet to the ceiling would be 1 foot, and that would give us 18 inches between the bottom of the cabinet and the top of the base cabinet. The following pages then are specialty cabinets. The one thing I do want to warn you about is the use of specialty cabinets can really kind of complicate a kitchen layout. So don't get too concerned about making the kitchen a designer's dream, because what I'm really wanting you to concentrate on is making a good solid kitchen that has a lot of functionality. It can be very, very easily used, not something with a lot of gadgets in it. I'll tell you that if I design a good solid kitchen that's accurate and complete, I can later on come in and replace a very basic, boring cabinet with one of these specialty cabinets with absolutely no use, or with no problem. So making it accurate is what we want and need. I'm just going to go back for a moment to I believe it's page 7, and look at a couple of these at the bottom of the page. Zoom in a little bit, and these here are extremely important cabinets that we need to look at. What these are called are, this happens to be a peninsula blind cabinet. I'm going to go up towards the middle of the page. These are blind cabinets. They're called blind cabinets. And these cabinets right here, these cabinet doors right here, are usable. You can open them up and place items in. And back here, where you see, actually you can see the shelving, that is a location where another cabinet will be covering covering that space. So it has no door there. It is simply left so that and this would be pushed into a corner, and then the other wall cabinets turning the corner would be placed and cover up that open spot. We also have base cabinets that do have the same concept. Another way to turn a corner is to use a cabinet like this. This is a 90-degree angle right here. We'd have a wall cabinet right here that would continue on, and a wall cabinet over here that would continue on, and this would be a 45-degree corner. And the nice thing is that it has what we call a lazy Susan, and that would give us a lot of good storage. Again, we have the same concept in base cabinets. Very useful, but we need to use those and kind of consult with our clients to see what they prefer. Then we get to page 8 with all these specialty cabinets. Page 9, we may have a need for a set of these are for hoods above a range, and then the base cabinets. Again, what I'd like you to do is to stay with the pretty basic base cabinets for right now, because if I put in a B30, which would look like this, it has a drawer at the top and 2 doors at the bottom. If I put that in and later on I decide that I'd really like to have a specialty cabinet with extra pull-out or slide-out shelves or something on that line. I can always put those in later. Here are some specialty cabinets, and also some cabinets that will turn a corner. For instance, this diagonal corner base. The blind corner base is, I'm on page 11, about in the middle right here we have a base blind corner cabinet, and that again will have another base cabinet that will cover up that open spot. Page 12 has some specialty cabinets, and page 13 has some tall cabinets. The thing that I'd like to say about tall cabinets is they are very, very nice. They provide a lot of storage for us. If we can work them into even a small kitchen, it would be very preferable. It'd be a very good thing to have. What I like to do is put them right next to the refrigerator if I can. For instance, if I had looked at a kitchen and thought, okay, a refrigerator would be nice up against the wall to the left. What I'd like to do is get at least a small tall cabinet, even if it's just a utility cabinet. Put that in there, and then the refrigerator can go right next to it. Refrigerator could go right here, and the reason that is nice is really two reasons. One is that it provides good storage. The other is that if you put this refrigerator right up against a wall, and that wall it comes out straight like this, the hinges often will be a problem, and you won't be able to open up the refrigerator all the way. So putting a tall cabinet in against the wall, putting a refrigerator then against that is something that works out well. In a larger kitchen, you might even be able to fit one of these large pantry kits, which is a phenomenal amount of space. And then we have a lot of specialty cabinets, and the vanities we'll talk about at another time. I will just share with you that they are not the same size as a kitchen cabinet. We have some vanity cabinets with mirrors on and that type of thing. We have other room cabinetry, which is very, very nice, and again we'll talk about those at another time, and some accessories and moldings. I think I'll cut this recording off at this point, but again, what I really want to stress at this point is that we keep our kitchen basic so that we get it accurate and complete, and then we can go on and add the bells and whistles at a later time.